What's up, you guys? I just wanted to make a quick video on intermittent fasting since we've had quite a few questions on that. That's rude, Bama. On that in the group lately. And I just wanted to share with you kind of what I do with fasting. And hopefully that will give you some ideas and some tips on what you can do to make fasting a little bit easier. And that way you can find what works for you. The cool thing about fasting is that you can fit it into your daily schedule pretty easily, depending on when you eat and when you go to sleep. So, that being said, if you are interested in starting fasting and never have done it before, you might want to check with your doctor or registered dietitian to make sure that it's appropriate for you and that you don't have anything else going on health wise that could be a contraindication with fasting. Because I'm not an RDA or a medical doctor. So, that being said, what I like to do with fasting is I'll actually, since I haven't been fasting super a lot lately, because I've been doing a strength training program with my brother, I've been trying to gain some weight and get a little bit stronger with that. I will start with a shorter fast, so about 12 hours. One of the biggest mistakes people do with intermittent fasting is trying to make it a full 24 hours or 16 hours right off the bat when they haven't done it before and they're not used to it already. This can lead to really bad blood sugar crashes, and it makes them think that intermittent fasting is horrible, and it makes it seem like it's not really worth their time because of how they feel, right? Well, the truth is, you can actually start getting a little bit of benefit just by pushing back your breakfast by an hour or two in the morning, and then gradually increasing your time with that. And always go off how you feel with this. That's super important. So, and then the second tip that also has to deal with that is make sure you do have something on hand in case you do have a blood sugar crash. You want to break your fast at that point and have a quick snack or a small meal, or a big meal if you want to break that fast. So some good ideas would be to have a full meal, so all three macronutrients, so that your body can break that down, all those macronutrients down slowly, instead of just having a sugar source like some people do, and because that will just make you have another blood sugar crash later. So a good option for that would be maybe like an Epic bar, which is like a beef jerky type bar, but it's not processed, so it's super natural. They're super tasty. And maybe a piece of fruit that also has fiber. So apples are a good one because the skin has fiber. Maybe some mixed berries, or mixed nuts is a really good one because it's fat, protein, and you get some fiber with those as well. And that can help regulate your blood sugar again, and help you get through that icky feeling of having that crash. I know it's the worst. I've had a blood sugar crash before, and you feel nasty and sweaty and just like sick, a little bit dizzy, and just tired, and it's the worst. So you want to avoid that. So have something on hand. The third tip I want to give you is to think about what you're going to have in your fasting window to drink. You can have anything that is 0 calorie. So anything like water, black coffee, black tea, green tea, and sparkling water are all great options for you. I like sparkling water a lot because it has carbonation. So it's going to make you feel a little bit more full and help you fast longer. And then for me, what I'm going to start off doing right when I hit that 12-hour mark, which is where you start to get quite a bit of benefit from fasting, I will then technically break my fast and have some Bulletproof coffee. I am struggling to remember all the ins and outs of the benefits of Bulletproof coffee, but MCT oils are one of the few nutrients that can cross the blood-brain barrier. So you're going to get some really good mental clarity from that. And your body uses that as a fuel right off. And then grass-fed butter is the other ingredient that's typically in Bulletproof coffee, and is really good for actually balancing your cholesterol levels. Some people think that butter is terrible for your cholesterol, but they don't realize that the cholesterol that you actually eat is different than the cholesterol that's measured in your blood levels. It gets really deep into science stuff with all of that and with hormones and stuff. And I don't quite understand all of it, but you can learn more about Bulletproof Coffee from Dave Asprey. And he has a podcast, he has books, he's got all these different resources. I like following him on Instagram for short little tidbits. I think that's super interesting. So he's a good resource. And then another tip is just making sure that you go off how you're feeling. So break your fast if you're feeling bad and having a blood sugar crash. Make sure you're not killing yourself just trying to get to a certain amount of hours. You want to make this a sustainable habit, not just something that you're trying to do to lose weight. You want to make it a thing that's going to feel good so you don't feel stressed doing it. And then the last tip I have for you is to break your fast with something that's really good nutrient wise, because the first thing that your body is going to eat, or the first thing that your body is going to run off, is what you eat first. So I kind of said that weird, but if you have fat, like the Bulletproof Coffee, for instance, your body's going to use more of the stored body fat that you already have. So and then after that, you can have like a higher protein meal with fat and low carbs. And then later on in the day, you can have carbs as you wish, but be careful with that and try to do nice complex carb sources, and make sure you're getting a lot of veggies in and getting all of the calories in that you need to during the day. One of the main things that people go wrong with is not hitting enough calories while they're intermittent fasting, or hitting not enough protein, and they're not recovering well from the previous day, whether it's from their workouts or just manual labor, or literally not eating enough to recover just from doing nothing. Your body needs at least 60 grams of protein for most people, and that's just by the RDA. That's like a very low amount. So that's super important to keep in mind when it comes to fasting as well. I hope these tips help you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Would love to talk more, and I'm going to link to some other resources like the Model Health Show and Eat Smarter, because those are super great resources for fasting. I just listened to a Model Health episode on circadian fasting, which basically goes off of like when the sun is up, you're eating. When the sun's down, you're not eating. And the doctor on the podcast talks about how she likes to do this and how she recommends her patients and clients do this. And it's a great way to fast because you are going off of your natural circadian rhythm, and it's super interesting. So I'm going to share a screenshot of the episode and see if I can share a link of that as well, so you guys can get to that easily. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you've gotten out in this awesome weather. Thanks, guys.